how I built 5 streams of income and fired my 9-to-5 job. Oh yeah, you heard that right, and you could do it too. I'm going to show you exactly how to build streams of income and fire that 9-to-5 job. Let's go.
Noel. Yeah, she can fix that. If you gotta get it done, no, you need to do it better. Well, she can fix that. Yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that. Let's fix that.
I'm going to share with you a detailed step-by-step guide on how to build streams of income, at least 3, and start quitting your job. I'm going to share with you the biggest secret to replacing your income in 90 days or less. And I'm going to share with you the top 3 ways to get started and how to make $10,000 per month minimum. So let me first tell you all of the benefits of being an entrepreneur, because this is really what you're going to have to do. And it is so easy. As an entrepreneur, I am able to make my own hours. I create my own schedule. I pick the clients and the people that I work with. I have unlimited income. When I was working a job, I had a base salary and maybe I had some bonuses or things that I could do. Maybe even I could work overtime and get a little bit more money. But as an entrepreneur, I set my income. I set my prices on how much I charge for my services. I set how many clients I work with and what my schedule is, what time I start my day and what time I end it. I get to control my time and my life as an entrepreneur. If you set your business up properly, you will have these same freedoms. Let me share with you. So the first step to quitting that job and getting multiple streams of income is to start while you are working. The easiest way to become an entrepreneur, in my opinion, is to start being an entrepreneur while you have a job. It's actually pretty easy to get your own LLC, EIN, website, and all of the things that I teach you about. In fact, I have an entire playlist teaching you on how to start a business. Make sure you check out that entire playlist because I'm teaching you absolutely free. But the bottom line to it is I have students that are able to start a business and have it going in less than a month. I have people that can set up their business in just 1 day. Depends on what state you live in. So the fact of the matter is you can be working your job and start to become an entrepreneur. This will make that transition a little bit easier. You can use the income that you have from your job to start investing in your business. You can slowly start to use some of the things that you're learning at your job, skills and things like that, and start to transfer that to your business. It's incredible what you can do when you start to give your business all of what you're giving your job. I mean, when I worked a job, sometimes I would work overtime, 50, 60 hours a week. And when I started doing that in my business, I made millions. It's incredible when you give your time, your energy, and your effort to your business, what you can do. So let's get to step 2. Step 2, set the business up. So you want to build it. So like I said, you're going to set your business up. You're going to name your business. You're going to get an LLC. You're going to get an EIN, a professional phone number, a professional website. You're going to build that business now. You're going to start building business credit. And I'll teach you that about it while you still have a job. That way, when you transition out of the job, you have a fully functioning business. I know this seems difficult, but it's really not hard at all. You're just gonna have to work double at one point, and then I promise you, once you get it going, you really won't work much at all. You'll start to be able to decide who you work with and how much you charge for your services, and I guarantee you, you can work less in your business than you do for someone else and make more money. Number 4. I did real estate. This is how I really started building all of these streams of income. And again, how you can do it too. I started with my one core thing, which was real estate. And then I built streams of income around that core business. So for example, I've shared with you guys, I started broke in my parents' basement with bad credit and multiple foreclosures. I had to start with something called wholesaling, meaning I had to find people that were having property problems. You know, maybe someone that was behind on their mortgage payments or in divorce or in bankruptcy, and maybe they were losing their house. That way they would be more open to working with a group of cash investors. I was tied to a group of cash investors, and I collected a fee by taking these people that were having these property problems and then giving them over to these investors that wanted to fix and flip houses and wanted rental properties. And those investors would pay me a fee for finding those people. It was amazing. I started making $5,000 per deal. I did maybe just one deal per month. And that first year, I literally did 13 deals. Just think about that. It was more than $60,000 of extra income that I made while having a job. Then when I started the business of wholesaling, I would take some of the leads that I couldn't use and I would give them to real estate agents, and then they would pay me, and that became a business. And then I had all of these properties and people wanted contractors. And so then the contractors would pay me for telling them about the investors that I had just sold them a house to and connecting those people. So again, you start with your core business and then you just add streams of revenue that make sense around that business. Again, I have an entire playlist where I teach you all of this, so make sure you watch all of that because I go into detail and I tell you exactly how to wholesale, how to get deals, how to buy houses with no cash or no credit, so you can do the exact same thing too. The next thing I did was, again, add different streams of revenue. So like I said, I started with the real estate, but then as I grew in my real estate, I added in things that didn't cost me any money. For example, making YouTube videos to share what I learned, and then YouTube pays me a fee. Or write a book and teach people and sell the book and get money from that. You can do a podcast and advertisers will pay you. Again, just teaching on real estate. All I did was start telling people what I was doing and how I was doing it, and they started paying me for it. I would show people my properties and they would pay me to come on a property tour. In fact, we still do that. You could go to growyourwealthevent.com and come to one of our events and see our properties in person. Now I do events. I sell tickets to those events and I get money for that as well. Coaching, I coach and I mentor people, and that is income and revenue. Again, as you grow in your business, your streams of income just grows and grows, and the possibilities are unlimited. It's all up to you and your potential. And then last but not least, quit that job. That is the last step. Once you have a couple of your streams of income going, again, I had 5 before I quit my job. I had the real estate, my rental properties, I had a little bit of coaching, and I was doing some little tours and things like that. And now I have 10 streams of income. I have books now, I have a podcast, I have a YouTube channel. I have all of these different streams of revenue that now makes me millions of dollars. In fact, hundreds of thousands of dollars per month just from the real estate and the affiliated businesses. So it is amazing what you can do once you just make the decision that you are going to take these steps, quit your job, and then focus on your business. Again, if you focus on your business and you give all of your time, energy, and effort that you give to your job to your business is bound to be successful. Trust me, I did it and you can do it too. So I have written an entire book, like I said, and I am giving it away absolutely free. Go to noellsfreebook.com. That's Noelle, Noelle with an S, noellsfreebook.com. The book is Real Estate Millionaire Secrets, and I have poured my heart into this book, giving you all of the details of my life and the steps to mimic what I did. There's checklists and guides throughout the book to help you implement. I want to make sure that you have all of the resources, all of the tools, and all of the knowledge that you need to be successful. This is Noelle. To your success.